Hello and welcome to the fourth part of our series Learning Website Designing through CSS. Today we are going to learn about the properties of margin, padding, display and overflow in CSS. So let us start it. We will open Notepad++. We will close all these files. We will open a new file today. Title display property. Now what we are going to do, we are going to take two divs and we will apply the required properties inside. We can increase the number of divs as well. Now, if you are following our previous video, then you must definitely know that how we give styles to using an external Stylesheet file. If you don't know so, then you should first visit our previous videos. The links are available below the description section. So in those videos, we have teach you how to use external links Stylesheet page. Okay, so here we will link it. Relation is equal to Stylesheet and code is equal to we will save this file. Display.html. Okay. Here inside the styles folder, we are already having this Stylesheet file styles.css. So we are using that one only, and we will implement the other styles in that page only. Okay, so this was our first div. We will make 5 similar divs like this. So now we are having 5 different divs. What we will do, we will implement the same styles inside all of them. As we are having 5 boxes, we can say, which are having the same appearance, but they will perform little bit different in. Okay, so we will give same class for all. My box. Okay, my box is the class. So all are having the same class. So because all will have the same style. Now I am having this 5 boxes. Now I have to style it so that it appears accordingly. I want to make boxes having some border and some background color and so on. Now we will open the Stylesheet file, which we have linked in this page. Now in the end, this one we have learned in our previous class how we implement all these styles. Okay, so if you don't know about this, then please visit the previous tutorial. Moving ahead, then what we will do, now we will give the styles for this page. Okay, so we have give the class my box, so we will use the same class name. And we will give all the styles inside. Okay, first of all I want to give border 2px width. This one border properties we are going to learn properly in our future videos. Currently I am directly applying here. This one color code we have learned already. This is for black color. Okay, if you don't know about the color codes, then there's one video also we have made already in our tutorial. You should first visit that video if you want to learn color codes. Now I give some border and I will give some background color. This is the color code for yellow. Okay, now moving ahead. Now we will see the preview of this file. You should know the location of the file where you are having this file. Okay, currently this one is having the plain div. Styles is not getting loaded in it. We will see the reason why. Style dot here. We have to give H reference. Okay. So now the styles are loaded. Okay, so if you are using an external style sheet, you should use H reference, means hyperreference of and the complete directory and name of the file, relation type style sheet. Okay, linked. So this means we are loading all the styles of this one through an external file. This is the file. Okay, and class we have given my box, and these are the styles which we have provided. 2px solid border of black color and the background color is yellow. So this is the preview. Now as we can see, the first property what we are going to learn here is the margin. I want to give gaps between all this div so that they are little bit spaces from each other. So I use margin. Margin gives some space from outside of the box. Okay, this is important to know the difference between margin and padding. Margin gives space outside of the box. Margin 10px. Now each and every box will have 10 pixels distance between each other from all around. Now each and every box is giving a 10 pixel space all around. Here 10 pixels, this side 10 pixels, this side 10 pixels, here 10 pixels. Okay, and so on. Each and every one is doing the same thing. This is okay. So I can increase the margin. I can define the margin individually as well. Margin top, suppose 100 pixels. So each and every div will have a 100 pixels gap from the top side, like this. Okay, so now there's no gap from the left, there's no gap from the right, only from the top it's giving a 100 pixels gap each and every div. This div is taking a 100 pixel gap from here. Okay, similarly we can give a distance space from the left hand side also. Margin left 50px. Okay, so now from all the divs having a 50px pixels gap from the left hand side and 100 pixels gap from the top. Okay, so similarly margin top, margin left, margin bottom and margin down. These are the 4 properties, and if you want to use unique margin from all over and one single unit all over, uniform unit, then you will use directly margin instead of mentioning 4 different properties or 3 different properties. Okay, so margin is the short form, and you could give individually like margin top, margin left, etc. Now as I have told you, margin makes some gap in the exterior side. If now we are having this div inside, as you can see, this one text is getting stuck inside. There's no space inside. If you want some space inside as well, you want to make this div spacious. For that purpose, what you will do, Instead of margin, now you will use padding as well. Padding 30 px. So inside there will be 30 px gap all around. Now, so this is the major difference between padding and margin. Margin gives gap from the outside and padding gives gap from the inside. This is the simple thing you have to remember. So according to your need, whether you need gap from outside or inside, you could use the required property. Okay. Now, in future we are going to learn JavaScript as well. Using JavaScript, we could dynamically change the property of Stylesheet. Okay, so what do I mean by dynamically? Suppose when I bring mouse over it, I want to change the styles of it. I want to make the color change. I want to make it disappear. I want to change the opacity or some other CSS property. So this is done using JavaScript. Okay, so currently we are learning about only CSS properties. Later on we will learn how to use JavaScript to access the Stylesheet property. That could be a very wonderful way to make your website interactive and user friendly. Okay, so suppose on bringing mouse over it, you want it to get disappear, and removing the mouse from it, you want it to come back again. Okay, so to achieve this target, we will use JavaScript, but we are not going to learn JavaScript for now. How to make it disappear? We are going to learn only that property for now. So this is coming under display property. Display. If you make the display none, then it will not be visible. All the divs having the same class, so all of them will get disappeared. Now there is no div available inside the screen because the display is none. Okay. Now if you want to bring it back again, you will use display block. All will come back again. So using the display block property, you could make any div get visible, and display none will make any div invisible. Okay. Now suppose you are having this 5 divs. As we have learned before, all the text, paragraph, divs, they take one individual line. This is my one div. The new div is starting from a new line. Then another div is starting from a new line. Then another div is starting from a new line, and so on. Okay. If I want to make all these divs standing one another in a single line, what I could do? Now what I will do? Suppose I will change the width of this one. Width. Suppose 250 pixels is the width of each box, and height is around 400 pixels. Okay. Now checking the preview. Now we are having these boxes. The width is 250 pixels, the height is 400 pixels. All the boxes are in similar way. Now I want all these boxes sideways. So what I will do, I am having this one property, display block. I will reduce the margin also a little bit so it appears better, and margin left 5 pixels. Now padding display block. Now instead of display block, what I will use? Inline block. Inline block is the property which makes all the divs sidewise to each other. No. You can see this is the first div. Second div is coming to its side. Third div to its side. Fourth div to its side. Now there was no space available inside, so the another div is coming on the new line. Now suppose if I reduce or increase the width of the page, if the gap will available, the div will come there. If the gap is reduced, if the size of the screen get reduced, then the div will go in a new line. Fourth div is coming in a new line. If you reduce the distance further, then the fifth div gone in the new line. And suppose if you are viewing this same page in a mobile device, then all divs are coming in one single line. So this is an amazing way to make your website multiple device friendly, multiple device compatibility. Okay, so same website if viewed in a small screen will give a appearance according to that screen, and if the same website is seen in a large screen, then the appearance will appear in that way. Okay, now since we are having all this div, they are starting from the left hand side. If we want all the divs should be aligned in the center of the screen, what we will do, we will take one other div or parent div for this whole div. We will put all these divs inside one single div. Okay, we will just give the class of this one parent. Okay, you could name any class as you want. I give it parent. So for my parent class, I will give the style text align center. Now all the divs will be aligned in the center. Okay, but there's one thing, all the divs are aligned in the center, but their text are also aligned in the center. I want all the text, see, all these divs are aligned in the center. This one is also in the center, but the text is also coming in the center, which I don't want. So for the my box, I will do text align left, or whatever is the default one. So all the text available inside the box are aligned on the left, and the parent is making all the divs to be aligned in the center. This is the preview. Now the text is aligned on the left hand side. Because of the padding there is gap here, and because of the margin there is gap in between. Okay, so this is the thing. This is a very wonderful way to make your website multiple device friendly and multiple. So if someone is having a small screen or large screen, the website will appear accordingly, which is a wonderful way. Otherwise you will have a scroller in the downside. Okay, so a person should need to scroll to see whatever available ahead of them. Okay, moving ahead. Now what we will do, we will make one more div in the bottom section. I think until now this topic is clear to you. If you have any confusion, you could ask me in the comment section. I will take one more div. Now I need a lot of data for this page. So what I will do, I will use this page and I will take a lot of data from here. Now suppose you are having a div and you are having a lot of data here. Okay, if we will see the preview, that div is available, but it's taking a lot of space as well. But you need to put all this text in a box, something like this. Okay, so how you could manage this that thing? What you will do, here I will give the style my new class. You will take my text box. Okay, suppose you are having a text box. My text box, and here you have given the width, it like the above box. 250 px is the width, height 400 px, and you give some border also, border 2px colon s. Now if you will see the preview, we are having a box, but the extra text go outside of the box, which is not appearing good. So in order to fit all those texts inside this box only, we could create scroll bars also. So the extra text could be read by scrolling the scroll bar. Like we are having here. Okay, so for that purpose what we will do, we will give some padding as well inside, and we can give some background color as well if we want. Background color, we will give some light gray color. This is the code for light gray. Okay, we are having the background color, and now what we are having, padding also a little bit. So this is our box. Now what we want to add scroll bar. So we are having two axes if you know math. One is known as x-axis, that is a horizontal line, and one is y-axis, that is the vertical line. So if you want a bottom scroll bar here, this one, then this is known as x-axis, and if you want scroll bar like this, then you need y-axis. Since in this case we need y-axis because the text is going vertically down. So what we will do, overflow, if you don't mention x or y, overflow y, you should mention x or y. Okay, overflow y we are talking about. Now there are two key properties, overflow y, none. So whatever is hidden, overflow by hidden. So whatever is the extra text available going outside the box is now hidden, but no scroll bar is available. So if some extra text also available, that is hidden and no one can read it. You could do this one also if you want to hide the extra text available in the box and you want to limit the number of text that should be displayed. So you could do like this. But if you want scroll bar also, overflow by, then if you say auto, in case of auto, what happens, if the text is long, then the scroll bar will be appear. If the text is not that much long, then the scroll bar will get disappear automatically. Now I reduce the size of the text. Now the scroll bar get removed automatically. But if you mention overflow scroll, then whether the text is large or small, a scroll bar will always be appeared. Okay, so according to your need, you could make your overflow like hidden, scroll, or auto. Auto will be if the text is longer in size, then the scroll bar will be appear. Hidden, extra text will always get hidden, and for the scroll there will be a scroll bar always visible. So according to us, we think auto is the best option. So if your text is too long, then only the scroll bar will be available. So again we will bring the text. Now we bring again the text. Now the scroll bar is available. So your viewer can scroll this through it and they can read the long text available in the site. Similarly, you could use overflow X as well. So if you want to give scroll bar on the bottom side as well, overflow X scroll. Since in this case the text is only getting scrolled vertically, not horizontally, so scroll bar is available, but there's no scrolling option available here. So this is the way how you could handle your long text inside of one single box. I hope you like our video, and if you do so, then do subscribe to our videos so that you don't miss out any more future important tutorials coming in CSS, JavaScript and more, and stay connected to us. Don't forget to subscribe, press like, share. Thank you for watching.